Hey everybody, welcome to the 34th episode of the Speaking Nerd podcast. With your host with the most, Marvel DC fan, Batman Ultra 7, and of course the one and only, the GOAT, Ultra Grab. And today, I don't know why I sound like
I don't think you
freaking Guy
should
Fieri, but
call yourself the goat today.
uh, this episode is about, I guess, media preservation. Is that the best way to put it? Today we're going to be discussing about physical media and basically the importance of it. Now we have no backing reasons. We probably should have came up with that as well. But you know me, I like to wing it. My WandaVision review was unscripted, so
It's true.
Isn't all of your videos unscripted?
dang near half of them. All the shorter ones are the scripted ones because I just write down my thoughts and I don't ramble.
Hmm.
Like you're doing right now?
Well, I mean, yeah, yeah, 100%. Sorry. But moving moving on. What I guess I should start going around by asking one general question to each co-host, and that is, so do you guys think physical media is important? I guess we'll start with Marvel.
I would say yes, because I, as we go along, the internet is great and all, but I think preservation you know, is coming more into the forefront as we go along, and the fact that we're just kind of dismissing physical media is
I'm not.
upsetting to me, because you know,
No, AJ,
I
not
have
either.
I have an entire shelf of VHSs and DVDs. So
yeah.
So is this where we transition to Ultra? Because
I'll
I guess
I'll
yeah, I'll just ask you the same question. Do you think it's important? I think
okay.
physical media is important.
Anyone that knows me well knows that I love physical media. It's one. I mean, I used to go to
Yes.
I used to go to Blockbuster all the time when that was still around. Um, I've gone to Redbox a bunch of times too. And I go to this place called Half Price Books. It's
Big
a
store.
bookstore, but it also has like a bunch of random stuff. And I oftentimes buy DVDs and VHSs. And I think I mean I'd much rather have just one streaming service, but have a bunch of DVDs and VHSs because I'd rather watch a DVD
Yeah.
or VHS than a streaming service.
Mhm.
Probably because I'm more of an
Yeah.
old soul
Same.
than all of these youngins with these CBS whatevers and Paramount Pluses and their newfangled Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I
HBO
prefer.
Max, is that a game system?
I don't know. Is an exercise plan?
Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and answer this question myself. I personally do think it's important for a lot of reasons, actually. Number one, I feel like I think you can just find these lists by yourself on Google and whatnot. But there's just a list of shows and movies that you literally cannot obtain anywhere else if it wasn't for VHS tapes or DVDs. Some of them haven't even been to Blu-ray, and for sure I've not been to any streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
That's one reason. Number two is, I feel like a yearly plan of Netflix is more expensive than buying all the shows and movies that you would want to watch on DVD. So it's also like costly effective. The third thing, this is a really recent topic actually. We all know that the PS3 because the physical media goes beyond movies and TV shows. PS3 store recently closed down, or it's going to close down. Closes down in August, I believe. So after August, I don't believe there's a way to buy some of their digital only games, and that's just a prime example of the dangers, I guess you would say, of physical media is because they don't like there's all right now. Here's me forgetting what I was talking about. I really am not a horrible podcast host. Anyway, so that's just those are basically my reasons, I guess, why I believe it is important because I do believe it's important.
Yeah, I think it's very important, and you'll know that if you look at this.
Oh God, the camera's coming
My-
on.
My copy of the
Ladies and gentlemen, is your OBS ready?
I love physical media. I could show you a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, for me, physical is my go-to because
Mm-hmm.
not only do I love the sight of having everything on the shelf sitting together, but also like it's just it feels more natural just to grab the DVD, Blu-ray, whatever that I want, put it into whatever system or whatever I'm going to watch it on, and just watch it as it is, rather than going on to a number of streaming services and having to watch it over the internet, which
Also, it takes like forever on some streaming services to even find anything
mhm,
because the interface is so slow.
yeah.
Like
There's also you go.
this past week, I got my favorite film, which anyone who watched the collab with Marvel would know, is The Untouchables. So I can either watch it on DVD or on VHS. So
Yeah.
boom.
hmm
And also, it's really cool to display because VHSs are great for display. And I stand by that statement.
hmm
Well, something that I can't remember what YouTuber said it, but they said that like let's say on Netflix or HBO Max, when they add something, they can take it off at any given moment in time. But if you own the DVD of that movie, you can watch it any time.
Mm-hmm.
Like like no matter what happens, like if I lose internet connection completely, have to go off the grid, I still have all my VHS tapes and DVDs and physical game discs and cartridges that I own. When if I lost my internet and stuff like that, Netflix and HBO Max they wouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, one of my favorite shows is Arrow. If they ever took that off of Netflix, I wouldn't be able to watch Arrow. But since I'm awesome, I have all of the seasons of Arrow on DVD. So problem solved.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I'm trying to think of an example of something that's been taken off of streaming services that you only get on physical.
I feel video
But yeah,
games are
Marvel, what
much.
were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that I feel video games are much worse with this than movies and TV shows.
Mhm.
Like one of the
100%.
examples that comes to mind right off the bat is Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game. It came out when the movie came out back in 2010, I think. It was on there for a couple months, and then due to licensing issues, they had to take it off. And if you didn't have it downloaded, there was no way that you could possibly get it again until
Oh.
recently, when they did the whole remaster thing. It's available again. But I mean, the thing about that though is that it's a digital only title still. I mean, there's limited run games which I have my issues with, um, but it seems strange to me that they keep doing this for these type of games, and you know it's just an inevitability that at some point they're going to be taken off these platforms again, and unless you have your friend's password to their Steam or Xbox or whatever account to get it, like you're not going to be able to get it on your own without that. So
Like, here's an example for like a TV show. Uh, Netflix used to have the '90s Spider-Man show
mhm,
and the X-Men the animated series on it, which I binged a lot when I was young because they both rock.
mhm.
But then they were taken off of Netflix, which made me depressed. And it just, I mean, they bounced around on random streaming services or whatever until they made Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So it's important to have
Yeah.
physical media because any of your favorite shows or movies could just be taken off.
Mhm.
Something else I want to add is physical media also just looks better when
Yeah.
it comes to movies. It looks better. It has better picture quality than pretty much anything on a streaming service.
Also, DVDs of The Simpsons look a lot better than what some certain streaming services can do to the quality of said Simpsons episodes.
Mhm.
One more thing I have to add is that since, censoring is like a big thing, there's a lot of TV shows and movies that have either been censored or they've had episodes taken off the air or off of, streaming services. And just
Did,
like
did
Star Wars is a great example. It wasn't censored, but it's like when Disney releases it now, it's this mess of a film, kind of.
Mhm.
But whenever you get the old VHS tapes and I guess DVDs and whatnot, it's the original film you can watch in all its glory.
which movie are you talking about?
The original of Star Wars.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't get the whole idea behind cutting entire episodes, you know, in its
also,
entirety. Like,
didn't they censor Gone with the Wind?
uh,
Yes,
they
they
might
did.
have, but like in the case of
Something
older,
else they censored. Oh, hold on, you go.
I was gonna say like in the case of older, media and stuff, uh, the fact that they're just gonna abandon it entirely is really upsetting. I mean,
I think even like older media that had some not so good stuff in it should still be preserved to learn,
mhm,
because if you forget the mistakes of the past, you are doomed to repeat them.
mhm,
But you also have to understand that some media that you may think is like the worst thing ever was made in a different time.
yeah.
So you have to understand the difference of a culture compared to now.
Yeah, that's why I feel like they should put for that kind of stuff. They should put warnings at the very beginning,
Hmm.
like what they did
That's all.
for, the Warner Brothers cartoons from like World War II. Like it's
Hmm.
like like the fact that you're acknowledging it goes a long way rather than just abandoning it completely.
Yeah,
But
I think that's just a bad move to abandon it completely, because there are people who lived during those times and loved that media. So I mean, that's kind of a middle finger to past ventures from these companies.
Yeah. Also, it's just a natural part
On-
of
oh.
history, and
Mm-hmm.
like, like you don't want to. You can't really change history. Like it's, it is what it is. Whatever happened happened, and
I mean, you can't retcon history, whatever.
no.
That's not how it works. You can try to forget history, and then you'll just repeat whatever mistakes happened in the past,
Mhm.
or you could acknowledge all of history and learn from the past,
Right.
whether it's good or bad things.
Hmm.
I also like to put that one of the most iconic episodes of SpongeBob was basically taken off the air and taken off of streaming services. So now the only way you can watch one of the most iconic episodes of that show is on physical media.
Hmm.
Kind of baffles me that they did that, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
You know who's not censoring? HBO Max.
for the big boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
HBO Max
Isn't Disney
is like my second favorite
Isn't
streaming
Disney-
service.
isn't Disney on Disney Plus, like, aren't they censoring some of the more problematic scenes out of their older animated films?
I think they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably censored Dumbo.
Yeah, I know for sure it was like Dumbo.
Because of the crows.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Call me racist, I swear. I'm trying to think of a time. Like, okay, so I don't know if you guys are aware of like a lost media or whatever, but basically it's like a whole. I guess like there's like a big community that's out like that is made to preserve media that's kind of been lost to time, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, like restoring lost episodes stuff.
Yeah. You want to know the funniest thing about that is the only way they can find these lost episodes of these old shows. I know one example is like the old Doctor Who episodes.
Yeah, I
The only
know.
ways they've ever found those episodes are on old VHS tapes.
Yeah, and
So we wouldn't be able to see these lost episodes of shows or these lost movies without VHS tapes.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, I'm looking at an article. So apparently Disney Plus censored Toy Story 2.
What?
Toy Story 2.
I'll go get my DVD right now. Put that in the vault.
What scene specifically? Did they talk about it? I'm
Okay,
curious.
it says in this edited edition a casting couch joke that sees Stinky Pete flirting with two Barbie dolls, implying he can
I
get them
remember that
Oh.
scene too.
into the
Okay.
movie was removed from the mid-credit bloopers.
Screw you, Disney.
That is such a weird thing to edit out.
They censored Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah, Disney's the worst when it comes to censorship.
Okay,
Kind of
this is
scares
just
me what's gonna happen.
this-
to
Yeah, because they
DCU
just
in, like,
abandon
20
it
years.
entirely. Like,
this is just stupid. So, in an edit first seen on the Lilo and Stitch DVD, a scene that saw Stitch jump into a dryer has been edited to show him hiding behind a pizza box
oh,
in order to prevent children from hiding in dryers.
that is
That's the dumbest thing.
that's just strange.
Like, it's not even a problematic scene. Like, not even slightly.
They're the ones making the problem.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not a problem until you make it one.
They also censored Hannah Montana, Gravity
Of
Falls.
course they did. I own all of Gravity Falls on Blu-ray, so I'm set for that. But yeah, Gravity Falls is one of the best animated series. Period.
Hmm.
They
The fact
took
that
they
would
took the
censor that is
Fez.
just mind blowing.
They took the Fez
they did.
symbol. Like they took the symbol off the Fez. What?
That is so strange.
And obviously
I've learned to
they
never trust Disney.
censored The Simpsons.
Oh yeah, the Simpsons censorship was bad. I'm kind of because don't people in like the countries that don't have like Hulu, isn't their version of Disney Plus like also combined with Hulu?
Probably.
I feel like I think that was a thing. The point is, some countries that have Family Guy on Disney Plus, and I'm kind of scared to see what Family Guy is like and how much they would censor from that.
Hmm.
Okay, so they kept the shot of Bart's dong in the Simpsons movie,
Classic.
but they removed an entire episode, Stark Raving Dad, the one with Michael Jackson.
What?
That just seems really dumb to me.
Hmm.
Yeah. I feel like as cancer culture gets worse, there'll be more and more media that more companies will try to hide that you'll only be able to find on physical.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I'm stocking up on DVDs and Blu-rays when I can.
Yes.
Oh, especially like the shows I grew up on, there's no telling.
Dude, all your shows are gonna be canceled.
I know. Get my SpongeBob DVD and I'm out of here. My freaking backyard again. Give me that. 4K Blu-ray of Wow Wow Wubsy.
Watch Batman the Animated Series be canceled.
They probably will censor Batman the Animated. I feel like they've already tried to censor BTAS. Hold on.
Maybe
Let me look up on Google because I feel like that's already been a thing.
Okay.
I have the
Like
full
for
show
violence or
on
something.
DVD.
Okay, for stuff like I remember this report came out for some Netflix show for children where in the background of like a tree husk or whatever, somebody literally drew a human dick in the tree. So I get cutting stuff like that out,
Oh,
but
it's a penis.
Wait,
But-
what was that from?
it was, I forget the name of the show, but it was a children's series on Netflix, and it was like a 1 second shot of the inside of this tree, like this hollowed tree, and it's literally somebody drew a human dick in the tree in the background.
Bro, legendary, bro. God,
So-
whoever did
I mean-
that, they deserve a raise.
So I get
I
when
mean,
you so
the best cartoons are great for the kids, but have some funny stuff for the adults.
yeah. Yeah, when they do like tongue in cheek,
SpongeBob.
when they do like tongue in cheek humor for like both kids and adults, like that stuff,
I-
like
that-
that's harmless
yeah,
and you can keep that kind of stuff in. But like if for stuff like that, like if somebody's gonna draw a dick, it's inside of a tree and or in the background, like I get why you'd want to cut that out, but
But I mean, I doubt the kids would notice. Well, actually,
I didn't even notice when I saw
the
it.
kids probably won't, but the parents who are watching, it with them, like they're definitely gonna catch on to the fact and.
Well, if I was a parent and I saw that, I was like,
You just laugh.
Laugh.
I wouldn't. You know what?
Laugh, and I love my- you
I
know what?
probably
Keep
wouldn't be
watching the
angry.
show.
I'd just laugh.
and then my kid would just look at me and be like, "What? Oh, you wouldn't get it. You'll know when you're older."
Dad, what's that? So I gotta tell you when you get older, son.
I'd be a terrible father.
Another show that was plagued by censorship was Rocco's Modern Life. That was censored a lot by the networks.
Oh,
in,
yeah,
like, the
yeah.
90s. Didn't Rocco's Modern Life legit have a didn't it have a restaurant called the Chokey Chicken?
Yeah, there's
Isn't that like
Didn't they change the actor of the Indian guy on The Simpsons?
yeah, they took out Apu because of was like racist or something.
They took
Like they had like a whole documentary about it and everything.
they did that for Cleveland too in Family Guy.
Yeah, I thought those characters were good.
Yeah, the voice actor for Cleveland left because he was white
Yeah,
and
he
he was
was.
playing a black character.
Yeah.
I guess I understand that. It's just they were funny characters.
You guys know the episode of South Park where they had some religious figure, but like they got like bomb threats because they had the figure in one of the episodes. So literally the entire episode was like a whole scene that they bleeped out, and then the character they had to like blur out the character whenever they aired the episode.
Who was it? Watch it be
Prophet from.
watch it be Joel Osteen.
They also had a banned episode for a while that made fun of the Church of Scientology.
Well, the good.
Yes,
because
I remember
Church of
that.
Scientology is full of creeps.
Yeah. Freaking trapped. What's his name? Tom Cruise was trapped in the closet.
I wouldn't
Wow.
say Tom Cruise is innocent.
Did you see that
No,
thing that
that was
came
the
out
Prophet
not too long
Muhammad.
ago where he was screaming at the crew, the like cast and crew of the
Yeah,
the
the
latest
whole
Mission
like the
Impossible?
whole the audio where he's like screaming at the crew for like not wearing masks or something,
Yeah, it's like not following like COVID.
and acting like creating an action movie is some noble thing.
No, so
I mean, like, dude, chill out, chill out. It's just a movie, so stop it. What's wrong with you? Like, it's not. You're not being a hero for making an action movie, and you're definitely not being a hero for yelling at your people for accidentally not wearing a mask for a second.
But yeah, there's definitely better ways that he could have handled that, and the way he did it in the audio was definitely not the way to do it. So
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to treat the people you work with as human beings,
mhm.
which is the opposite of what he was doing. And I saw people praising his behavior on social media, and I'm like, what's wrong with you?
um,
Tom Cruise is a very special breed of human. Okay, so the South Park thing I was talking about was the Prophet Muhammad. Because apparently you're not supposed like that religion. There's no physical form of them. They usually take it as a threat whenever you have a physical form of them. The
mhm.
episode after it first originally aired was completely
But
blurred
Muhammad's
out.
not even.
Like they blurred out him, and there's like a speech at the end that they. There's a
Muhammad's
speech
not
at
even.
the end of the episode
not-
they bleeped out.
It's not like Muhammad's a god or something. He's just the
Yeah, but
foundation of the religion. I mean, Allah's their god or whatever.
yeah, but that was a big thing, and the only way to watch that episode, repeat after me, children, physical media
It's yeah.
DVD.
So at the end of the day, just
Children are watching this, man.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, don't watch anything on a streaming service because probably
Censored.
censored and not great. So
At the end of the day, the message is that physical media is the
Is king.
true way to experience.
Yeah.
things. Hold on, okay, I got another thing. You guys know of Disney's Song of the South, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Show or the movie that's kind of racist.
hmm
That movie, like Disney never even gave that a physical release, and it was lost for some time until bootleg, like VHS tapes of it were finally released.
Right.
So if it wasn't for some bootleg version of the physical media, that wouldn't even be accessible at all.
Yeah.
You know what's something that should be lost to time, which is not one of
My YouTube channel?
Disney's finer moments. Oh no, that wasn't Disney. That was Warner Brothers.
Was it?
Do any of you
Was it
remember
like the censored 19?
Bugs Bunny's his racism.
Yeah, that was like the censored 11 or whatever it was. That like the 11 censored Looney Tunes cartoons from like the 40s.
Yeah, it was because
Is there even like
one,
there even a
one,
physical release of those?
they're on YouTube. I know that. In one of
No, I've
them,
seen them on YouTube.
in one of them, Bugs Bunny does blackface, which is
Trying to think. Oh yeah, back to like physical media with video games. They also a lot of the licensed games are basically the only way to play them is through physical media, because
mhm.
of licensing deals and such. Like Spider-Man 2, that game will never be re-released on modern consoles.
Yeah.
That's a great game.
It's a banger.
Mm-hmm.
Edge
Still
of
have-
Time and Shattered Dimensions, those also probably won't ever be re-released.
It makes me sad
the
when
fact that they'd have
people.
to make a deal with Activision again.
Yeah, it makes me sad when people ask for remasters of those games because it's just like it's never gonna come out unless they.
I mean, they did bring back what's it called? Scott Pilgrim.
I mean, it's like asking for the Snyder Cut. Oh wait. It's not 2017.
I mean, but stuff like Spider-Man
Don't
2
get
though,
this-
like
you
that
won't-
is a
okay, go.
whole like other mess.
Okay,
like
I'll switch analogy. It's like asking for the web cut.
Yeah.
hit the train cut.
Or the Schumacher cut, which I will continue to ask for.
That's probably the only cut that I want to see.
We need to see the Schumacher cut. I mean, that's like a non-negotiable.
It's just I don't give a flying fuck about the air cut or
I definitely don't want to see the air cut because one, it's dumb. Two,
And David Ayer
It's
is a horrible filmmaker.
yeah, I mean he's just bad. He's bad.
I mean,
I don't
so
care.
try hard to be
I-
ghetto.
I don't care if you want the air cut because it's trash and you're trash.
David Ayer cannot like. I've seen some of David Ayer's other movies, and there's some films he's made that I would argue are worse than the theatrical Suicide Squad film. So
And worse than the theatrical release of Justice League.
no, I won't go that far, but close. David Ayer cannot make a movie to save his life. At least a good one.
I'm just glad that James Gunn is making the Suicide Squad
Yeah, that movie looks fantastic.
because he actually made me excited to see a Suicide Squad movie, which is not a mean feat.
I said this in one of our previous
Anyways, that's-
episodes that I found it funny that David Ayer was trying to do, DC's version of Guardians of the Galaxy, like that kind of movie when it came out. But now
They
they've
got
gotten
the guy who did.
now they got the
Guardians of the
Guardians of the Galaxy guy to do their Guardians of the Galaxy ripoffs. That was his. But,
Didn't he accept the Warner Brothers contract out of spite for Disney, and then Disney hired him back after he accepted the contract?
Maybe.
He does have the best of both worlds now.
Because there was like a time I remember where it was like
Which-
I think Disney laid him off or something after.
Yeah,
Volume
he
2.
got canceled.
accepted the
for
Suicide
tweets.
Squad.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
canceled
then
him
he got
for.
accepted for the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
Then
because
him-
Warner Brothers is like, we don't care. Can you please make a good movie for us, please?
Yeah.
So basically, he accepted that. Then Disney saw that he accepted it, and so then they hired him back for Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy.
And
So
the-
now
and
he's
the
doing
holiday
both
special.
DC and Marvel. Yes, the holiday special. I'm really curious. I'm really curious what that's gonna be like. Just please
Please
don't.
be exactly like. Please just be a remake of the Star Wars holiday special.
No, that's what I was about to say. Please don't let it be the.
By the way,
Star Wars
also only
holiday
available on physical media.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Speaking of the Star Wars holiday special, that needs a fucking Blu-ray release because, those Star Wars fans will eat that shit
God.
up. And
I think it needs to have one of those.
I already own it on DVD, so you can't even judge me, man.
I think it needs to have like a 3D movie theater release.
4K Ultra HD in
Yes.
IMAX resolution.
That would
Yes.
be amazing.
I mean, who cares about an IMAX BVS Unlimited Edition release? We need an IMAX Star Wars Holiday Special release.
Not even gonna lie, that BVS, that they're making that new cut of it or whatever. That's like the Ultra HD version. That looks really great.
Didn't it already come
I,
out?
s- I still haven't seen.
I mean,
the
they're making like a new one, like a remastered version,
Yeah,
like a different resolution.
yeah,
and
no, like
everything.
they're doing the whole Snyder Cut aspect, and I thought it already came out, but I
It
guess
looks
not.
better.
I still haven't seen the Unlimited Edition or whatever.
I haven't either. I watched the extra clips on YouTube, but the only
I
version
ju-
I own is the theatrical version.
Yeah, I just saw the theatrical version in theaters, and I was like, "Huh, cool. That happened."
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it when I was like, I came out when I was 10, and I watched it, and I was like, yeah, man, it's awesome. It came out
Uh,
on DVD, and I bought it, and that's how that went.
I was like 13, and yeah, I mean, I had mixed feelings then. I have mixed feelings now.
I didn't have mixed feelings. I liked it then. I appreciate it more now. But I probably wouldn't rate it as high as I rated it back when I was like 10.
I liked it, all right. I mean, I basically willed myself into really liking it. Like
Um,
I enjoy a good amount, but there's still glaring issues.
it has some really good elements, but as a whole, like it doesn't.
I
It
think
still doesn't do anything for me.
I think like Ben Affleck is. I think Ben Affleck's the best Bruce Wayne. Like live action.
Mm-hmm.
Still argue Bale, but yeah.
He shouldn't kill, which is like one of the glaring issues of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the Superman characterization is whack, like way whack. And Lex Luthor is trash. So
All this and more by watching our previous Snyder Cut episode
Yeah.
or whatever. Just getting
when I
back.
was
Go watch
when I was
that.
when I was watching that, I was like, "Hey, this guy should replace Jared Leto."
Mhm. Um, just getting back to the, talking points. There's one thing about video games that bugs me, especially because we're going into the new generation. They're having both a digital console and a disc version of that same console.
I don't like that.
That bothers me.
I think we should stick to discs.
The day that they come out with just a straight, just digital, like one day when when a generation comes where it's just a digital system, I feel like that's sort of whenever game preservation is ruined.
I will disinherit that generation.
Yeah, and
I will
just
hope to be dead by the time that they no longer put a disc drive on game systems.
And if I have any children or grandchildren that do that, I'm gonna disinherit them.
it feels so strange to me because there's only so much space you can have for digital games. So
Also, if your system like crashes or whatever, your
it's just
games are gone.
Yeah.
So that's why physical copies.
I don't know if you guys
important.
know who Degenerate J is on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know Degenerate J.
Yeah.
He is an awesome dude. I've talked to him a few times.
Yeah, he made a
He's gonna be in my
he
Batman.
made a
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he made the video about the same topic, and in his video he said that if his Steam account ever, like if Steam ever shut down or he ever forgot his Steam password, there's like 160 games that he's bought that would just be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean
Like
like
all his PS3 discs and stuff, he gets to keep those.
like imagine PS10, for example. I mean like this is like future.
Yes.
This is the first game system that's only digital, no discs. Imagine my PS10 crashes and dies. all the games I bought on there don't exist.
Yeah.
So I'm screwed.
Yeah, that's why I feel
Yeah.
like with this whole physical media discussion, like it's way worse for video games than it is for
Mm-hmm.
movies and TV shows. And
I mean, because we still have the decision to
Still a problem with both though.
we still have the
That's
decision
true.
to buy DVD copies of movies and VHS copies of But with games, sometimes we just don't have that decision. And someday
I
there's
feel like
there's a-
most
someday there's a possibility we won't have the decision whatsoever.
I feel like most like film nerds like prefer to watch on like 4K Blu-ray and stuff like that. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like most gamers nowadays have kind of shifted to digital media.
I mean, I kind of love the ritual of like with movies and TV shows. I love the ritual of like putting a DVD in or a VHS in.
yeah,
Same with a game. Just pull out that case, open it up, slide that CD in.
Blow into the NES cartridge.
Yes.
yeah,
Or open up the top of that
Love my
game
NES, bro.
and put in the GameCube disc.
this is why backwards compatibility needs to
That's
be on the
something else
forefront
too.
more. Like,
Xbox.
Digital media
Xbox
will never have the giant manuals. They won't ever have like the cartridges, and they won't have that like experience in general.
no,
Mhm. I mean, the new Xbox has like full backwards compatibility, which I think is nice.
which it's great for.
Don't you have a Series X?
Yeah, I do because I'm awesome. I'm looking at it right now
And me and Alter are just
in all
like,
its glory.
still waiting for that PS5, but all right. But yeah, it's just like
Fuck you! I got a Wii.
yeah, Xbox, they're doing good with that. But I'm more just talking about, Sony and like even
I
Nintendo
think
too.
I think Microsoft had like a bad
Nintendo still
like-
promotes physical media a lot more than other companies.
yeah, I mean, like Microsoft had a bad era, like an era where they just made bad business decisions.
Mhm.
But I think they're beginning to listen to the fans.
Right.
At least Nintendo re-releases their games. When is Sony, besides like the PS4 generation where they remastered every PS3 game
Yeah.
known to man?
Yeah, but the
What
thing
Nintendo-
about
remasters have what remakes have they done?
about
Nintendo
Nintendo
had-
though is that like they're
Nintendo,
charging
like,
full price for those remakes.
Yeah, overprices all of their stuff. I love Nintendo games. I always
The
have.
thought that counts, man.
But like, remember that Legend of Zelda collection that I think came out recently? That had like 3 Legend of Zelda games or something, or 2.
It was the Mario one, the Mario
No.
All Stars. I have that
No,
copy of
no,
it right
no.
next to me, actually.
They had a Legend of Zelda collection.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that.
I heard about it, and it
That
was
was the thing.
overpriced.
I'm getting on eBay right now.
Wow,
I want to get that new Pokemon Snap.
I do not.
Me too. But yeah, I feel Sony is the worst when
This
it comes
Pokemon
to.
Snap's just a really great concept.
Let's just agree that Sony is bad at everything.
They
I
still
call
make
cap,
quality
they make great
titles,
exclusives
so
and they have great hardware, but they just
They make some good titles like Spider-Man PS4.
PS3 had the best backwards compatibility because there were some models where you could play both PS2 and PS1 games, and that was just perfect.
it was great like when that generation started. But the problem with that was that the PS3 was like having compatibility for both PS2 and PS1. Like it made the console really expensive, and it didn't have many games to really go along with it. But
To be fair, it did play all PS2 and all PS1 games, and the Series X right now can only play some 360 games.
You know
I
what?
believe even
That
more
that's
limited
false.
original Xbox games.
It can play any Xbox game, so
How many do you own, dog?
a lot.
Yeah, but like, it of course is gonna connect with all the popular titles. But if you go get some $5 indie title for your 360, you go pop it into your Series X, like a 50-50 chance it's gonna work.
Who the fuck is gonna want to play Sneak King on their Series X?
Me. So speaking of though, that was really revolutionary how they put both an original Xbox disc and a 360 disc all on one disc.
That's
It was cool.
so stupid. But
Alter,
It
let's
was
all
stupid,
agree
but it
that
was cool.
let's all agree that you're special. Special.
I like the Kinect, so I mean I can't really be talking.
You like the
Very useful, thank you. Games suck, but it's a useful tool when I use my 360 to watch Netflix.
It's useful to hit someone over the head with.
Yeah, all right then. That's all we really have to talk about. Tell us what you guys think about this this topic in the comments below. Subscribe to Ultra, subscribe to Marvel, subscribe to me, please, I beg you. And
Also,
I guess
tell us
is there anything else you guys want to add?
tell us about your physical media collection in the comments. And if you don't have one,
Oh,
get out. We don't care about
Marvel,
you.
leave our Twitters in the in the comment section and just DM us, please.
Yeah. Yeah, DM me.
Or but Marvel, you can put your Discord server and just have like a physical media channel. That'd be cool
Yes.
I guess
too.
you can just
These
put
are
it
just
in
ideas
general.
I'm throwing out there.
You can just put it in general. Fuck it.
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about anymore. All right,
It
guys.
is. It's,
But yeah, this has been the Speaking Nerds podcast. Signing out.
Same bet time, same bet channel.
Cut that out. No. Remember how I said cut nothing out? Cut that out.
No.
it's just that part.